Hello listeners, welcome along to A Taste of Country with Lucia Butler. I've got a special guest here beside me. It is Adrian Ryan, one of the Glór Tíre contestants. Adrian, welcome along to A Taste of Country here.
Thanks very much, Lucia. Thanks for having me.
Sure, it's a pleasure to have you, Adrian. Adrian, I want you to tell the listeners a little bit about yourself. As you know, we have listeners all over the world. So tell them a little bit about yourself, where you're from.
Right, well, I was brought up in County Carlow. I'm still based in County Carlow and in the southeast of Ireland, yeah. And I would have been brought up with music. My father played in a band called Coupla, still plays away, a band called Coupla with Richie Kelly. And it would have been Richie who would have first got me involved in playing the accordion back a few years back. And from then I was involved with the junior contestants in the local town of Bagnallstown. And we would have travelled around the country to Leinster Flag Coals and Ireland Flag Coals and traditional weekends across the country.
That's an Irish for the listeners wouldn't know that. It's an Irish music
Irish music festivals, yeah. I know there is cultist branches in London as well and across the world. And
my own young fella plays the fiddle, so he's involved in that.
Right, yeah.
Let's hope they'll get to the Fleadh and Derry this year.
Yeah. And so from then, I suppose, as I got into my teenage years, I started doing a bit of gigging and playing in the pubs and the community centres around. And actually, Derek, my brother.
How many is in your family?
There's just myself and Derek and our sister Claude, who's based in Paris.
Paris?
In Paris, yeah. So we do go over to her every now and again. And she actually works in an international school over there, and she kind of pushes the whole Irish connection as well with a bit of music and all as well, you know. So
she played music herself?
She does play a bit of music, yeah. She would have took part in the Fleadh as well, playing banjo and playing accordion and bowron, you know. So she.
Now, Adrian, I have to say, you're kind of known as Mr. Accordion Man. You're absolutely fabulous on that accordion.
Well, yeah, I suppose the accordion is an extra side to me, you know, and it's actually Mr. Accordion Man is a song that has gone very well for me across the country on local radio and on ICMR as well. And it's actually a song written by Derek. Derek wrote it especially for me, and it tells the story of basically the bands and also the dancers that go to the dances every night of the week in different places and leave the warm fires behind. And it tells the story of their journey throughout the night, you know. So it's appropriate and kind of fits, you know.
So, as you said, your dad was involved there, Coupla, and I would have known him from the Wexford scene there as well, your dad and all that. Yeah. And would he have been one of your influences as you were growing up, Adrian?
Oh, he would have been, you know, like I would have been brought out, I suppose, even not like now, I suppose, it's very hard for kids to get to see music, like, as you know what I mean, at 10 or 11, because there's kind of with the new regulations and all. But that time, I would have been going out with my father, like, to his gigs, like, especially on the school holidays and things. We went out when we'd be only 10 or 11, you know. And I would have, even when I got a bit older, I would have played maybe at their break, whatever, for a few minutes on the accordion, actually. And I would have played actually, one of the ones I do remember specifically, I went over to Manchester when they were over there for Patrick's Weekend a few years back, and I would have played in Cheetham Hill in the World Heritage Centre there, and there was a few thousand people there on the day. Like, it was one of the biggest crowds I ever played to on Patrick's Day there, you know. So that one that stands out in my mind. That's
a big thing for you, Adrian, isn't it? You know, from a young age and all. But as regards who would be your inspiration around Ireland or maybe outside Ireland?
I suppose from an accordion point of view, Richie Kelly would have been an influence, and also Mick Foster as well, from Foster and Allen. I also kind of I liked what he did. You know, he does a bit of singing and does a bit of playing as well. And I suppose from the country scene, as I said, like the likes of the guys that are there a while, Declan Nerney, John Hogan, Mick Flavin. Would have been an influence also, you know.
And what about then anywhere outside Ireland? Are any influences across the water, America, Nashville, any of those?
I suppose like the likes of Gareth Brooks would have been an influence. I got to see him perform in Crow Park. And
did you want to be up on the stage with him?
Yeah, because it was an amazing night, like that night, you know.
Yeah.
Massive stage, and it was actually one of my first concerts that I was ever at, and the best, you know. Even though I've been at a good few so far, like after that, you know. So it was great, you know.
You'd be all the time, because you do a one-man show around the country, Adrian?
I do, yeah. I as I say, I do the social dancing scene, mainly kind of the southeast and south of the country. A one-man, I play the accordion and sing, and we do all the dances, like, you know, the slosh and the siege of Venice and the foxtrots and waltzes and quick steps, you know. So I'd be known for that around the area. But I said, hopefully over the next year or so now. Even at the moment, the date's taken for next year. I'm getting to reach other parts of the country, so
very good.
Looking forward to that.
And that brings us around to where you're getting to be really well known. I know there's a TV competition there on TG Car, that's Channel 4 here in Ireland, isn't it? There's a country competition and it's called Glór Tíre. Tell me how you got to be involved in that.
Well, I showed an interest in taking part there last year, and I was just a little bit late with the application, and it turned out that this year my brother Derek was actually booked to perform on the show, and so through Derek and through connection with TG Carter, I got the slot, and enjoying it. Yeah, it's been a great experience so far.
And I know, like, Derek Ryan is a great singer there and songwriter. He's a very good songwriter, Adrian. Would you be able to write any songs, or have you been involved in any songwriting in the past?
Derek mainly writes the songs, but I was involved with a song with Derek there back a few years ago. It was a song contest actually for Carlow Tourism, to write a song for Carlow, and we actually won it in the end. Actually, and got
tell the listeners the name of that song.
It was the Red, Yellow and Green. It was the name of the song, and it was actually got airplay on national radio and all. So it was great.
Mm-hmm. So you have been involved in. So maybe we might see some more of this songwriting from you, Adrian.
Yeah, it's something I'd love to get more involved with. I'm going to kind of get tied up at the moment in all the live performances, but it'll be nice to maybe stick a few songs together in the future.
And tell me, what would you think would be life changing for you, or how would you feel if you won Glór Tíre competition? How would it change your life, or?
Yeah, well, I'd be over the moon to win it. Like I said, taking part in it is an experience in itself, but to win it would be amazing. It's a great outlet for the likes of me who does the social, the dancing scene, and lots of new people get to hear you and see you, and you get into new venues, and it's great publicity, So it's. So I like there's 9 very good contestants in the show this year, all very good singers, and I'd like to wish them all the best of luck. It's an interesting show, great buzz about the show this year. The talent is very good across the board, so it'll be an interesting few weeks now.
Well, and I know you are a busy man, but I tell you what, Adrian, we play all the music there on irishcountrymusicradio.com, and to be very fair, I'm keeping very neutral of it, and I just like to also, wish each and every one of you the very best of luck, because it's a pleasure playing your music.
Yeah, I'd like to thank ICMR and yourself, Lucia, for the airplay and keeping the listeners up to date on what I'm up to, so.
The listeners do request a lot of your music, and on bringing around to your albums. I know you did have an album there years ago. Tell us a little bit about that one before we talk about this present.
Yeah, I brought out an album back. It's over 15 years ago. It was an accordion album back on the old cassettes that time, and it was actually in aid of the renal unit in Beaumont Hospital, the transplant unit, and that was
all the money go towards that.
All the money went towards that, yeah. And we had a great night in Carlow. That's back a good few years ago, and it raised loads of money for the transplant unit. And but I just in the last 12 months I brought out a CD, which is a CD of singing as well. The last one was all accordion music.
Well, we play that, and I just tell the listeners the name of that is Off to the Dance with Adrian Ryan. So that's a lovely album there that you've got out, and you've got, how many tracks? You've got 12 tracks
12
on
tracks.
it.
There's a nice mixture of accordion stuff on it as well, nice influence of accordion, and throughout the songs, and there's a bit of Scottish music on it as well, and so there's a mixture of everything on it. We have American country, Irish, and so it's going well for me, thank God.
Yeah, and I know one of the very popular one, especially with that bad weather we had there recently, which do you think got a lot of airplay? People seem to always request it.
Put more turf in the fire, Marianne, I'd say,
yes,
was it? Yeah.
Yes, that is played a lot, and I don't often get in to hear a lot of the ICMR shows, but I do hear it played on different shows along with my own. It's a very good, very lovely song.
It's thank Pat Garrett and all the ICMR presenters, because it's a great outlet, and the great thing about it is you can hear the music all over the world,
yes,
which is a new thing really for Irish country music.
We do have listeners, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, America, Wales, Scotland, you name it, Adrian. We've got them all there, very loyal listeners, so thank you for that.
The Irish people that are having to emigrate and stuff across the world are really keep up to date with Irish country music, and it's great.
And they do appreciate it. I think even more when you go away from home, for anyone that would be friends, say, with Adrian Ryan there, you know, to pick up to turn on the radio, the internet radio, and just to hear, oh, can we request Adrian over here? And so they could be in America, wherever they are, and they can do it.
They'll be able to hear me talking on it now.
Of course, yeah. But this album, Off to the Dance, Adrian, where can it be purchased, or how can someone get in contact with you? I know you're on Facebook there, so...
Yeah, you can get through Facebook. You want to keep up to date with what's going on in the Adrian Ryan world, you can send a request on Facebook, a friendship request, and we'll keep you up to date. It's also available through Sharp Music in Northern Ireland there, so and you know, any of the record shops should be able to order through Sharp.
And tell me, do you have a website, Adrian?
I don't. I basically work through Facebook. You have everything that you need to know kind of is on Facebook there.
It's a great networking site, isn't it? Facebook.
It's great, yeah. You know, it's great to keep up to date, and you can chat to people there, you know, instantly, you know, so.
Well, Adrian, do you know what? And I know you're a very busy man, not only with Glór Tíre, you're all the time out and about, and you do weddings and all that, don't you? And
weddings and parties and, guest spots and dances.
Divorces, the whole lot, you do them all.
Yeah, funerals and divorces and everything.
Let's hope you don't be doing too many of them now, in all fairness.
That's it.
But Adrian, I'd absolutely love to say thank you very much for doing this interview with me, taking the time out, because I know you're a busy man, and I'd just like to wish you the very best of luck in Glór Tíre there. And do you want to say hello, or do you want to say anything?
Well, I just thank everyone for supporting me on Glór Tíre so far. The messages that I'm getting, on Facebook constantly. I'm constantly on Facebook, talking to people and thanking them for their support, and also text messages and calls. People have been inquiring as to how they can support me on the show, and there's basically two ways you can support. You can vote in two different ways. You can text Glór 3 to 53307 if you're in the Republic of Ireland, or 81108 or in Northern Ireland. If you're not into the text, and some people are not into texting, they'd rather just make a call, it's 1513 415 103 from the Republic of Ireland, or 0901 6566 103 from Northern Ireland. But if you need them details again, if you want to get contact by Facebook, whatever, we can send them on to you.
Well, I know because I live across the water there in Wembley in London, and I know we can watch all the live shows there on TG Car, and you can see I've put up the link there every week for all the contestants there on Facebook, and people have found it very interesting. We even had a listener there in New Zealand. I'm not sure if he can watch the live show, but he has certainly gone on to watch the recorded shows on the player. So I tell you, Facebook does work, doesn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. It's to communicate across the world. It's instant, So
it's instant, of course it is. Adrian, well, on my behalf, Lucia Butler here, I'd like to wish you the very best of luck in Glór Tíre, and I'm sure I speak on behalf of all the ICMR presenters. I really, really wish you the very best of luck. It's a great competition, and there's 9 great artists on there this year, and it's going to be tough when it comes to the knockout, so I really wish you the best of luck, and I hope you enjoy every minute of it while you're there, with yourself and your mentor there, Derek Ryan. So you enjoy what you're doing, and
thanks very much, Lucia. Thanks for having me.
Not at all. It's my absolute pleasure to have you here, Adrian. And I'm sure if ever you're across the water there, you come over and see us. You might pop in and maybe co-host the show with me.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, it'd be a pleasure.
Yeah. And just one question before I let you go there. Is there any forthcoming events happening? Anything apart from this big competition? I know you have to be well focused on this Glór Tíre, but is there any more plans for music or recording any?
Well, as I said, I'll be doing gigs on a weekly basis. We have a big weekend coming up in March, actually, in Carlow in the Seven Oaks. It's actually a Derek Ryan weekend, and they'll be dancing on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon, actually, and that's on the first weekend in March. So the first night, I think, is Declan Nerney's on for 2 hours, Derek's on for 2 hours, and then I'm on afterwards. And then on the Saturday night, Robert Mazzell for 2 hours, Derek for 2 hours, and I'm on afterwards. And
sure, the boys.
Derek Ryan again. So the whole weekend of entertainment. The hotel is actually booked out in accommodation, but you can actually stay in the Carlow area, but just make sure that you have, if you're coming especially from a distance, that you have tickets for the dances purchased beforehand, because it'll be a big weekend.
So you're telling me then the boys are warming the crowd up? for you to come on afterwards?
Well, I don't know about that now. I'm actually sending to bed. I'm actually in the green room or in the bar afterwards. So I'll get them afterwards when they're looking for more.
Sounds good to me, Adrian. But listen, anyway, we're going to wrap up the interview. But the very best of luck again, and it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you, Adrian. And I hope good luck with the competition, and I hope we'll catch up with you soon again.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. God bless listeners. I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll chat to you soon. Thank you.